Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today. My name is Rashmita, and I'm the event planner for Microsoft Reactor India. This session will run over the next 60 minutes, including Q&A. But before we begin today's session, please take a moment to read our code of conduct. We are all here to learn together, so please be respectful of other people's views, understanding of differences, being kind and considerate in the way you engage. The chat section will be open throughout, and we do encourage you all to participate. So please feel free to drop all your questions in the chat section. I would now like to welcome Swami, our speaker for today's session. He is an aspirant software architect and currently works at Applied Information Sciences. He loves to learn about new technologies, but for now, I will hand over to Swami to begin the session. Let me bring him into the stream. Hey, hi Swami.
Hey Rashmita, good afternoon or good
Good
evening.
afternoon. Good afternoon, good evening. Swami, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, all excited. I mean, there was a sudden surprise last one, so I'm all excited for this episode, which is about the translations.
Awesome. So, all yours, Swami. Your
Screen is
Let
sincere,
me. Yes, it's
yeah,
up.
and
Yeah,
and also move me towards the bottom left.
sure.
Yeah,
I'll
so
do
that
that.
okay. Thank
Yeah,
you,
fine.
Rashmita. Okay. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining, and we are on the journey to complete this AI 102. So out of this six chapters, we are done with three, and almost uh, the fourth chapter we have completed. Analyze text and question answers and CLU. We did it, and custom text classification. We had to back it out. It's coming in next to next episode. Oh, custom text classification. We did it. The named entity was the thing which we had to back it out. And now we are on this one, and the next episode will be these two. So with that, this chapter will also be done. So that 1, 2, 3, and 4 is done. Next is these two. I think we'll be able to complete it in 6 episodes or max of 7, 8 episodes. But we have to. We plan that we will go do every hands-on possible. Right now, I'm focusing only on C sharp. Then definitely we'll come back to that, and as well as look into some of the other things. Today, I got some bonus content also, so we'll discuss this on that bonus content also today. So it's a simple Python. This bonus content is just to showcase that, as I promised a couple of episodes ago, or sometime I promised that we will be projects which uses all these OpenAI or Azure AI services, Gen AI, whatever possible. I mean, I'm sticking to the Microsoft flavor. I didn't try any of those models or other models. I'm sticking to Microsoft flavored thing. And OpenAI also we can bring into the mix. But if you see, I'll just explain the concept. This is very important because this is what it's going to come once we complete the syllabus. Then how do we implement this in real time? So today, at least once we complete this episode's content, we'll come back and we'll see that what is the bigger goal of this project. Like this, I might get some bonus content every month, or I'll see that every episode. If I'm able to bring in, I'll bring in, so that at least by next episode, definitely this will be completely cooked. So this will be the back end. It does a single turn chart bot kind of thing. Okay, you ask a question, it will question, it gives you answer. You ask a question, it gives you answer. So the backend is ready. The front end will get ready in next 1 or creating these intelligent apps. So that's the one. By next episode, this will be totally cooked. Okay. But anyways, we will discuss about this one in today's episode. The plan is doing in multiple flavors. Like here, if you see this, all the samples which we I exposed everything. Okay, all my keys I need to modify. Okay, so okay, so next thing what we will be doing is all these things were console applications. So I have to I'm planning all the real time things with exposing it as part of the backend or API, and then using consuming with the front end in multiple flavors like Python. At least I'm targeting these three. That's the reason I suffixed with Py, and then with C sharp, and then with Node.js. Okay. Uh, okay, that's it for the introduction of this. And Rashmita will share the URLs. This is my GitHub repo, and the speaker series will be here. I was little lazy. I didn't complete the uh, documentation. I'll get it done. Give me a day or two, and then today's coding will be here under the source. Okay, let's get started with this translation. Let me come back over here, and we saw that here. This is the one. Translate text with Azure AI Translation Service. So let's go and look at this at the introduction. So you can see the translation. What do we do? And three main things which are available here is detection, translation, and transliteration. Okay, so what that is, we'll see that, and translation options, and how do you define and run custom translations. So we'll see step by step. So before that, what we will do is we'll spend a couple of minutes on the documentation itself over here. So if you come and see, this is the translation service over here. So you can see that Azure AI translation, and what this translation service does, it gives you pretty good information. So all the time, as I call, I never I never create my own documentation PPT or something. Instead, I always depend on this. I always depend on the official documentation. I'll get it from here. Okay, so that's one thing. So everything is documented here in this one. We'll see, and here we can see that one. There's a translation service. Oh, where did I go? Okay, this is where, if you see that very specifically, AI services translator. That's where this one is here. Now you can come here and look at this translation service, what it does, and also, where was I? One second, I think yes, this one. And the tricks translation, you can see the pricing, and how to create this translator resource. So it's given step by step. We will create our own. It is pretty simple one. Okay, it is very simple. I just created, and we will use this one. Okay, then how to create the client, we will see that, and then we will delete that. And also, if you see that from the text translation perspective, again we can do using the SDKs and also using the REST APIs. First, we will see the REST APIs, will understand, and then we will go and uh, see the SDK one. Okay, there are a lot of samples given, a rich flavor of languages it supports: C Sharp, Java, Python, Node.js, Go, PHP, and Ruby. So let's quickly go and start creating it. I'll come here. So we will go to the page here, and we will create couple of resources because I deleted all the previous resources for because I just wanted to create in one of my demo. Again, I exposed all the keys, so I have deleted all the resources. Now I'm going to do it after this again. So let's see a couple of things over here. The translation service. We can come here and Azure AI services. Okay, now you can see this Azure AI services. We can search on this very specifically, and uh, we also discussed that this is a multi-service account. And also sometimes we want to create a single service like AI Azure AI video indexer. This is a single service, and this is a multi-service account. We can navigate it either ways, and again we can go very deep into this one. Let's create this once because anyways, I have to showcase that there are two flavors which we can do. So let's see that. Let's call this easy AI SVC. Okay, SVC, and I'm calling it as dev001. And here we already discussed a couple of times that when we create a multi-service account, we will not get the free tier. So it has to be standard tier. So it will be chargeable. So let's create that. And under the Azure AI services itself, if you see the documentation, they say that go and search this one. We type this in the search bar, and then we go and search for the translator and create. Because when we did this, again, let's do this for one more time. Let it cook it. Okay, that's ready. So let's go back and get into this. And again, we'll see this. When we come here and search for this, some of the individual services it is showing here. Like if you see that it is showing the video indexer, it was showing. And then if you go and search to go to the next page, so it might show something else also, which might be of Azure flavored. Like we have to go and search whatever it is, or else we can directly go and search for translator. Okay, it's showing the translator. Click on the translator, and we need to ensure that this translator service is coming from the AI. Now you see that individual services are getting popped up here, whatever we want to create. Now speech is again one of the service, individual service. So if you go and just click on this translator service, and again it is very simple. Here we need to specify the region. For some reason, this translation service, when we are creating using SDK, it was asking the region, but other things what we experimented in the previous sessions, which never asked us that. So if you see that, it can be like free tier or the standard tier. Because I already created something with the free tier, that is the reason it's not showing up. But if you go and if we see this here, it clearly shows that this is a free tier, because every individual services, they definitely provide a free tier. And this guy has already provided a nice little UI where we can go and start playing with this one. And again, this monitoring, you can see that whatever the number of requests which we are trying. So it is showing these all these things. I mean, whatever the client errors, if I want to replicate the client errors, whatever it's showing there, I can remove that and send this. So it is bad request, again it is a bad request, again it is a bad request. And then we can come back to this, and let's do a little refresh somewhere here if it is showing up, or we'll try. It will come up like 400. You see this, it was one and all of a sudden it became two, because we produced some of the errors so that we can monitor there. Okay, so that's about the introduction to this translation service. So we have samples, and we have APIs and SDKs to work with. So let's keep our journey continued. We'll come back to that. So now that we have created the newly created service, which is this one, will go. I mean, we can have using both, whether to have this service in a multi-service account we can play, or with a individual service also. And all it takes is, again, we need to go back to AI Foundry, and we can continue from there. Create multiple services like a create project. We'll explore that, because the UI has changed very rapidly, and that's good. So we need to catch up on this one. We'll come back to that. So let's go back to the translation service over here, and we saw that this is the translator what we have created. Let's come back to the lab over here. So we just created this, and from that we need to have the keys and endpoints. We do definitely have the keys and endpoints. We'll come back to the coding. Before that, let's understand how we can play with it, and what all other fundamental things which we have to learn from this. So if you see here, this is the first one. What are the three things which we can do? We can detect a language, we can translate from one language to another language, and this is transliteration. So that means the script, whatever the script is of this kind. Suppose if you want that to Latin, or those from script to script. If you see here in this one, like we said that the from script Japan to Latin script. So one script to the another script. So that's what is happening here, instead of this, or Chinese scripts, which we might not be able to read it. But if you want, we can at least see that what is its equivalent in Latin. Okay, and that's one thing. And next thing is we will see a couple of these things. Language detection. So how do we do this language detection is, if you go and see the service what we created under the keys, we see that text translation is api.cognitive microsofttranslator.com. Okay, if you want to do a document translation, we will do this one, and also we have an container option. Use the endpoint while using the containers. As maybe 15 episodes ago we did one containerization. I think now they are doing more of containers for other things also. It's a good thing. So this is the endpoint. So it's a fixed endpoint. So you see, for all these things, it is a very fixed endpoint. And the second point is, under this itself, you see how do we put this and how do we get the results. So let's see this one in the detect language. Let me come back to the detect over here. And one important thing, if you observe this, we need to have the OCP APM region as well as subscription key. These two must be passed as part of the header. And apart from this, if you see in this documentation, it also asks for content type, so which I excluded. I think Postman is taking care, but three important things: one is the region, one is the key, and the third one is content type application by JSON. I think I just ignored. Okay, it's already there. It's coming from the Postman is taking care. But if you're using curl or any other method to hit this REST API, we need to use it. So here we see this, we said detect, and this is the language we have given. And is translation supported? True. And also transliterations from this script to some other type of script. And the language code is this one. And score 100% confidence, like 0 to 100. And if you see the supported, there will be supported language also somewhere here. If you come to the language support, and in this page you can see all the codes. If you see that, let's search for J. Okay, P Japan, and if you see that J is Japanese, right? So that's pretty much it's able to do this one. Let's see hello in Chinese. Okay, simplified Chinese. So this is so we can try this one. We'll try that, and I'll cut this. So we'll ask it to go and detect its language. It says that ZHHANS. So let's go and see this. Alphabetically, Chinese means it comes in C. Chinese simplified is this one. It exactly identified. Here, if you see ZHHANS, so Chinese simplified. So let me copy this somewhere so that it will be useful for the future sessions. So I'll just keep it somewhere here. This is the Japanese one, and this is simplified Chinese. I'll keep this too. And let's ask one more language before we go to the next step. We'll ask hello in Hindi. Okay. Namaste. So let's get this namaste from here to this one. And okay, HI Hindi. Oh, I don't know why it use giving the score as 50%, but I think maybe because of Sanskrit. I don't know. But definitely we can test these three. So we are very satisfied with this by seeing the translations. Okay, so the next thing what we can try here is we tried the detect language, we tried it. Now next we'll try the translations. So translations, everything up till here everything will be same, and now we need to specify translate, and then we can specify one or more two. Okay, you're saying that from Japanese language, that means expected is we are giving the Japanese content as part of the input in the JSON and want to convert into multiple languages. So let's try that. I'll leave this namaste here, and let me go to the translate. And here we can see that we have given this, and if I want, I can specify two is HI. Okay, so if you see that the two is coming as Hindi, so you can see that we said that from Japanese we want that to be translated in France and also in English, and this one. And let's use the Chinese, simplified Chinese also, where we will ask that to translate to simplified Chinese also. So we can come back here and another ampersand, and I'm saying to and translate into this. So we see it translates this text into this is hello, bonjour, and hello, namaskar. Oh, okay. It's not namaste, it's saying namaskar. Good translation. And this is the simplified this one. So it's good. So let's collect these things. It will help us speed up the things and in the next one. Okay, it's namaskar. So that's how you give some input and ask it to translate to multiple languages. That too in one single call, you're able to achieve all those things. And now let's go and see the transliteration. So you can see that that script is a little different from the Latin script. So here you can see that the version is very important here. So it says that from script and to script. So that also we'll see somewhere here in the documentation. The text translation, what is text translation API guide. And here it gives definitely gives this lot of these examples. You can see that. And this there is one call which gives the dictionary of supported languages. We'll see that in a minute. But if you see that this is what transliterate, and the script itself is Japan. I'm looking for the translator reference. We need to go into that. But the language one which we have seen it, but internally there is a method also. So let's see this, the transliteration. I'll come back to this, and again the same from script to Latin script, and the body. I hope headers have given. Okay, this thing is little new for me. I never encountered. If you see the other things, whatever we have given, I never encountered this. It's little new. So you can. Okay, there's no ampersand in between. How did I lose that? Okay, so see this, whatever the script we have given in the Japanese script, that has been displayed in the Latin script. So this is from the API perspective. Let's come back over here quickly. We'll see. So we're able to do all these things: detect a language, translate a language from one language to multiple languages, and transliteration if at all the script is little different. Okay. And also again there are other options, the word alignment, because if you see this particular word, smart services, okay, this particular word smart services, and include align parameter. If we give that, it specifies that what is the character 0 to 4, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the smart, okay, that smart represents the character 0 to 1 in Chinese. And again, if you see the character 6 to 13, that means 5, 4, 5, 6 means services. From here till here, what is the corresponding 2 to 3 characters? So that one, and the sentence length and profanity filtering. So I'm not showing any of these examples. I don't want my account to get blocked because of this. So I just want to stay away from these and others which are highlighted as a violation. And define custom translations. We can create our own workspace here. Okay, we can go to that create a workspace and we can try that. But before that, let's go and look at this and the real-time project, and then we can come back. If not, we'll hunt it down with the next episode. Okay. So we did pretty much a deep dive of this one, and we saw that how to call APIs, and because content type is taken care by Postman, at least we need to be uh, uh, thoughtful about giving the key as well as the region. For some reason, region is very important for that. And return results, which we have seen all three categories: detect language and other things. And the next section is this one. And here we saw that the first one, translate text, and inside the translate text there are we saw that I already created with this one. When we are trying to do the other one, it says that standard. Okay. So now if you see, there are two things, and this is the code sample. We have created another three properties. I will revamp this because I myself didn't like putting everything into this one. We'll break it into different pieces because it's like server Nivarni, having everything within the same JSON instead. For language services, for translation, for OpenAI, if we have a separate block like an inner class, and then it will be pretty good to handle it. Like, what if it is we moved this custom text classification? If you move these three things inside inner class, it will be easy for us to handle. Oh, okay, at the top level everything comes under the AI services umbrella, but internally it could be like CLU or text translation or identifying the entities or whatever the categories which we are doing it. I will revamp this, and also the uh, the framework itself is .NET 8. So let me bump it up to .NET 9. So I'm taking that as an exercise. So if you see, first let's put that over here. We see we got this here, and we have retrieved all these values, and we create an Azure credential with the key, and then that we are passing it to this translation service, giving it the region also, the credential, Azure credentials, and the region. So it creates that. And here, if you see that get languages, let me put a debugger over here, and let's go and see that. Sometimes it takes a little time. How? Okay. So it has come here. So the language response, let's do a quick watch on this one. So we see the language. So there are 135. Okay, we have a dictionary of this one, and we'll see that. So here, translation language. So the same list, I assume, whatever the things which we have seen over here, if you see, I think it is the same. If you come here, see AF, the first one, let's go and see. The second one is AM, I guess, like this. I think alphabetically it's coming in, whatever they are supporting. All this get languages will give all the languages. And the next thing is it asks us what is the, we can enter some text and ask it to translate. And encoding also we have modified it here. If you see that input and output encoding to Unicode, so that we can specify this Chinese and other characters. So we can try that one or two. Okay, so it's not supported. Maybe I didn't give the key in this because I would have pressed it. Let's re-enter this. Give me one more minute. Let me stop it and I remove the debugger so that we'll come and see. So it has got everything. Here you can click on this. Again, it takes to the same page. This time, what we can do is we'll go and select this simplified Chinese. We'll copy that, and I said that uh, enter the target language, and target language is definitely English. And enter the text to translate. I specified this and specified. So see that whatever the script which we have specified, that has come properly. Now again we'll try this Japanese language and we'll specify this, and again that also see that here ZH-hands simplified Chinese and this is Japanese. And one thing we'll try is Hindi. We'll drop this. Namaskar. Why there is a gap? Ooh, okay. So Namaskar translated to, oh, it's taking it as Marathi, MR. It's not coming as Hindi. So let's try this. That is the reason the conference level was little less. Oh, correct. Now it is coming it as Hindi. So Namaskar, it is treating it as Marathi. And Namaste, it is Hindi. So I'll do a quit. So that's the first part. And the second part of this is get language. So that means what's happening over here is if we go into this, we will do a translation. We'll look into that in the second sample, which we are, which will be doing it after that. Okay, there is a second sample. Oh yeah, this is the second sample. Let me stop that and we'll go into, because this is a combination of two samples. So the first sample is getting the languages which is supported, and it is asking what is the language to which you want to translate, and then it will ask you bunch of text, and then it translates. You see this, whatever you enter, it go and does a translation on that one. So let's see for one simple for a couple of minutes. Let's do a probe into this translation client. Okay, let me spend a couple minutes on this. Okay, so here it is given, and response is there. That's the constructor. And let's see, it's all text translation. All this. This is translate async. So here we see that at the top. So there are a lot of things are coming out of this. So if you see that target language, and then we see as part of the output, we'll see that it gives us the what language it is as part of this itself. And you see the translate async is a one majorly, which has got multiple flavors. I mean, this is a sync version of translate. So I just wanted to show you that how the things are getting done. So here you see this get uh, languages async. Now this result is very much important. So if you see this response of get languages result. So inside this one, we have translation as well as the transliteration and languages. It's not language. The get language is very important here. From this, whatever the result it comes from, that only we will navigate to the language to which language it belongs. So that's how we traverse. So I just wanted to show you that. You see this, the language responses come. So from that, we are taking the value, and within that value itself, we will. Oh, here I'm sorry. We'll get this results, and then translation response. Whatever the translation response happened, and within the translation index of zero, we'll just put this one for a minute, so that we'll understand better. I'll come back to this one. Let's copy this, and we want to translate in English, and this is the Chinese one. You see, we have come into this block and see this, the translation response. It comes. Now let's see this translation response. Let's put a breakpoint in this one. So the value is 1. We can see that the count is 1. Let's do it. And here it sees this first item has come 0. So detected language, we can go. It clearly shows that part of detect language. Within, when we do the translation, it detects what is the language, source language. And from the translations perspective also, we can see that over here the translation items again we can see into English. But we can clearly see this one. When we call that one method is bringing all these things. Like we can go and detect the language of the source text and what is that we want to do it. That also is there as part of this object itself. So everything is coming within this. Now, if we come in here, now that's what when we did a translation of this. So here we got this. We have the detect language as well as the translations here. Now, if you see that the source language is null. Now, when you do an F10, the source language is simplified Chinese, and the translations of index of zero dot text. So let's go and see that over here. So that is this one. Okay, so that's about this sample. Let's quickly see the next. That's one sample. Okay, this is, it gets the multiple languages, which we have seen that, and then which we saw that text translation client dot translate async. That also we have seen it, and here we are going and getting the language and translating the text. So, okay, translate text I didn't call because it's the same method. I just stopped it over here, but it is the same method. You can get into the translation and can pick up that one. Okay, so that should be everything we have covered, and we saw that where is this? Choose the target language. Okay, choose the target language. That sample we did it, and then we did the translation sample also. I think we did this sample also, and we have tested our application. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now, some few minutes we'll spend on the other application, real-time application, which uh, we are building it. So by next episode it will be ready. But whatever we have right now, we can discuss with this one. So there will be big picture. There's a React frontend, and the backend is in Python. There are other backends which we will be working on, but as of today, it's only in Python. So it is having only one service. This is for a singleton. I need to rename that. It is just for a singleton. That means you ask a question, it will reply back. So let's see how to execute it, and we'll at a broader level. You see, there's a couple of utilities. One is the Python.NET, so where we will read the .env files. Anyway, I can expose. I have to delete all the resources. I exposed the secrets.json, so I will delete all that. No problem. And one is for the logging, and this is under the log folder. And here under the API, we have two API routes. One is the home route, just give hello. I mean, go to route, it displays this, and one is for the favicon. And this favicon is here inside this folder under API only. So the second route is that which goes and gets this favicon and spits it out. We'll see that in a minute how it is done. And and the second completions route is pretty simple one. It's just a singleton again. So we get the prompt to this one. So that's the prompt. And from that prompt, we are sending it to fetch completion. So the fetch completion is here under this services singleton. And inside this fetch completion, it is pretty simple. It just creates the client and chart completions. We gave the deployment name and the prompt. So it gives a response. We'll spit this out. Okay, so let's come to this README file. And before starting it, please ensure that I have developed it in Python 12, sorry, 3.12. So please ensure if you're not on some other Python version, and there might be incompatible packages. Okay, so first command after getting into this main folder, not here. Okay, so we are on this one. So let's see these two. I'll paste it. So 3.12 and pip 25. Pip version is 25. And the virtual environment, it is already there. So I can do venv and scripts and activate. Now the virtual environment is activated. So if you download this, you need to execute this one because I already installed it and moved that to requirements.txt. You don't need to do that. We are here. Tasks which are pending from my side. So simple, we can go here and not in this cd src and backend in Python. And okay, I can do py, and that's a py launcher. I can do that, or I can do Python and app. Multiple ways you can do. You can either do py and this, or you can do Python and this one. I mean, because the py launcher takes care of that, launching it. Now, control click on this. You see it comes and it displays that. And on top of that, if I bring it down, you can see this icon over here. So that icon is coming as part of the second endpoint over here under the API. Inside the home, you see this is for the route, and this is for the favicon. If not, it displays that favicon is not found. Okay, that's one thing. And once the solution is getting executed, you can come back to the README. And here is invoke. If you have a bash, you can use curl. I am little PowerShell flavored guy, so I use this PowerShell. What is that? We typed it. We are asking what is an orange. So it makes a call to the Open API and it gets it. And here is the output of that. And now see this. Let me ask what is an apple, and apple is a fruit. And now I'll ask which one is good for health. Okay, there are many things that can be good, so it doesn't have a memory of our chart, because this is a singleton. Like, you ask a query, it gives you a response. So that's how this one, I mean, this is starting of implementing this Azure AI services as well as the Gen AI into your application, and now creating an intelligent apps. And we'll do DALI and other things. But as I was mentioning previously, not only the syllabus we will be learning, but slowly we will add these kind of real-time applications, and see if not to the enterprise grade, at least to a decent extent, seeing that how to implement it. Uh, Even though we are showing this, there might be some use cases which demands pretty similar things. Okay, so that's it from my side. Rashmita, back to you, Rashmita.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Swami. Let me just. Thank you. So, yes, we are again end with another amazing session. Thank you so much for hosting it, Swami, and thank you all for joining us today. Please visit Microsoft Reactor website for more upcoming sessions. Also, we would appreciate your feedback on today's session. Please scan the QR code and do share your feedback. Today's event ID is 25190. Feel free to use the Learn module link. This will give you access to additional resources to take your learning further. Thank you all once again and enjoy the rest of your day.